Hello, hello, and welcome back as I was going to prepare to take two profoundly stupid youngsters down into a dank, dreary dungeon to do something profoundly stupid. In Perfidious, Pete plays Darkest Dungeon, and fortunately for us, when I was ready to do something stupid, both Romeo and Juliet were available. And we went down into the Crimson Court to sort of feel around a little bit, and both of them came back with the Crimson Curse. But since, profound stupidity was the order of the day for the mission, I forgot to record it. So, yeah, that footage is going to be lost to the ether. What we did last mission with the profoundly stupid Romeo and Juliet was we went down into the courtyard and tried to activate 3 winemaker's reserves. And we did succeed in the mission. We got a whole bunch of blood for our guys, which I don't know what it does, but Romeo and Juliet both now have the Crimson Curse. So I guess when it came time to do something profoundly stupid, I picked the right people for the job. And, I'm firing a lot of shots at Romeo and Juliet here. Mostly it's just because I'm salty that I recorded an entire episode. 1, wasted the footage and therefore sort of wasted the time. And 2, they got the Crimson Curse in a match set on Star-Crossed Lovers and you guys didn't get to see it. I'm kind of heartbroken about that. I'm sorry about the mistake, it's just I literally forgot to click the record button. I didn't even know until the episode was done, or I would have started like midway through and just introduced it with me being an idiot. So I'm firing a lot of shots at Romeo and Juliet, and you know what? I'm not tired of beating up on them. I'm never gonna get tired of beating up on Romeo and Juliet because 1, again, still salty about having dropped the footage for that episode, but 2, I just don't get tired of it. Beating up on Romeo and Juliet is a little bit like sex for me, in so much that it doesn't really matter how many times I do it. I'm still never really tired of it. Somebody's like, hey, you wanna have sex? I'd be like, yeah, kinda do, actually. Pretty much all the time, yeah. Romeo and Juliet kind of went the opposite direction of that. They just did it the one time, and they were like, you know what? Yeah, I think that's good. One time is enough. And again, I probably should link that back to the profound stupidity because it's kind of a theme so far. If anything, though, that's kind of how you know that Romeo and Juliet were idiots. Who has sex for the first time and then decides, yeah, well, you know what? Hey, that's taken care of. That's out of the way. Guess I just stab myself in the heart now. Seriously, Juliet? That's the way it went with that? And I don't include Romeo in that because there's actually some pretty compelling evidence that Juliet wasn't Romeo's first run at the old squish mitten. You catch my drift. Could be one of 2 things that worked there, I guess, I suppose. Either Juliet could have been so terrible that Romeo was just like, you know what? I'd rather die than have to have another crack at that. Or 2, she was just so damn good that Romeo was like, you know what? I can never live without tapping that shit at least one more time, and there's Juliet dead on the floor. The only logical course of action here now is I just gotta off myself. And you know what? That's another way you know Romeo was stupid, because I gotta say, Romeo, you know what? She was still dead, still warm when you found her dead. And, if you wanted it that bad, she's a corpse, so it wasn't like she could have said no. Would have been a victimless crime, right? And plus, if you had done that, she might have woke up mid-act, sort of Snow White style? Or wait, was it Cinderella too? I don't remember. In one of the Grimm's fairy tales that Disney ripped off, it's either Snow White or Cinderella. I'm pretty sure it's Snow White. Snow White actually, it's not a prince's kiss that wakes her up. She wakes up while he's raping her. Somebody's like, oh, Pete, no, seriously, that's it. The Grimm's fairy tales, they called them Grimm for a reason, because that shit was wickedly grim. And that's how the original Snow White went. Disney bawdlerized it a little bit. I think rightly so, because it would have been a way different feel if Prince Charming shows up and, you wake up and there he is over you grunting, showing his O face, and you're like, sir, I did not give you my enthusiastic consent to this. I really feel justifiably violated. I'd like you to die now. And then Happy and Doc come out and just slit his throat and dismember him and bury the corpse where it'll never be found. It's a much different ending to Snow White. I'm not sure how I got onto that. I'm sorry about the dropped footage. I wish you guys could have seen Romeo and Juliet in action. I gotta say, the Crimson Curse doesn't really seem that good. It gave them a buff, which was like +1 speed, and they have -5 to a bunch of resistances. So I didn't really see where it was too terribly advantageous. What we're gonna do this mission, we really need deeds for upgrades, so we're gonna go down into the Warrens and do a bumper crop. Plus, we got Katharina here and Bianca, new recruits to the team, who both need a little chance to get some EXP, although I noticed Bianca's skills are a little messed up. Let's go fix that. We did get plenty of cash. We took an antiquarian. The other members of the Romeo and Juliet team, actually, we took an antiquarian. Our antiquarian and Gloucester were the 2 that went down in there. We got some pretty good work out of Gloucester with his riposte, so all things considered, the mission itself went relatively well. Gloucester and Sycorax made a pretty effective team. Sycorax just forcing Gloucester to Garter, and then Gloucester was just riposting, and we're getting some pretty good action out of that. Bianca, let's get your right skills in the appropriate levels. So we do have the thing that buffs our melee damage, but we would have to get rid of battlefield medicine, I think, in order to effectively take that, because blinding gas is just too useful. Do we want to do that? No, I think we'll stick with our standard skill pack. We're never going to take disorienting blast because that's shit. We should also take a look at Katharina's skills while we're here too. I mean, we're never going to get her married off if we don't have the appropriate skills, and then she'll never wind up getting played by ably played by Julia, what's her name, in 10 Things I Hate About You. She'll never wind up getting the handsome, hunky Heath Ledger. Julia Stiles, that's the woman's name. If it bleeds, I like Wicked Hack, I like Iron Swan. I'm always torn. Adrenaline Rush I actually also like. A Bleed Out confuses me. It's I don't understand why it's good. It gives us a penalty to dodge and a penalty to damage. And it doesn't even really, it has a big crit bonus and does like okay damage, but it's just not good enough to justify. Breakthrough is actually pretty decent. If it bleeds, I think is just much better. It does less damage and it has a much smaller bleed, I suppose. Bleed Out only hits the front rank, though. I mean, I guess it would be good for bosses because you could just stack a really huge bleed on them. Barbaric Yop is actually pretty good. It does give you a debuff damage, like lower dodge, lower damage, which I don't like. So does Breakthrough, but Breakthrough is useful for getting back if you get shuffled. Typically, we just take If It Bleeds. You know what? Yeah, we'll rock If It Bleeds for now. Katharina, let's get you set up then with the skills in the appropriate order. We're going to go with Wicked Hack, Iron Swan. I do like Yop, but I think I like Adrenaline Rush a little bit better, just because it cure blights and bleeds, and in an emergency can also help peel you off of Death's Door. Bianca, let's get you touched up as well. Just there we go, got the skills we like. Malvolio, you should be in good shape. Punish, Exsanguinate is fine. Redeem, we want to get rid of in favor of Reclaim so that we can get that self-bleed off. And also, we're going to take Suffer just to start out with in case somebody else gets hit with a blight or a bleed. We can absorb that onto ourselves. And we want to make sure Lavinia has all of her appropriate... Lavinia doesn't have Divine Comfort. We need to go fix that. There are only 4 skills for you, girl. Come on, you take the party heal. Oh, you're level 1. Oh, well, here. While we're here... I mean, while we're doing stuff, we may as well go ahead and level that up. Malvolio, can we bump you up too? Oh, we can. Well, here. All right. I have to say, this is one thing that I kind of don't like about the, one of the things I don't like about flagellants, whatever you want to call them. But that is one thing I kind of don't care for, is that they basically require every skill. Because they sort of need a setup fight. I'm not a huge fan of that. I figured while we're upgrading shit, let's just knock it all out of the park and get it all... Let's just go around the horn. If we're going to do it, why go half-assed? If we're going to ass anything, let's whole ass it. So we're going to unequip our trinkets, sort them by rarity, and let's get some of these in put on. Okay, so our flagellant. I'm going to give you Eternity's Collar. What else could we give you? Bonus accuracy at a speed penalty. Don't really care for. Don't need bonus dodge. I'd love to give you something that has a plus bleed skill chance. Protection, shockingly, would be very useful for a flagellant. Move, resist, and dodge, don't really need. Healing skills we got better use for. We could give you penalties to bleed resist to make you more bleedy. I don't know if that's a right move. We could just give you +1 speed, which I don't hate. None of the rest of this stuff is going to be good for you. You know what? Yeah, just take a speed stone. That's fine. Bianca, we're going to give you a damage stone, and then I think what we'll do is give you these boots. They give you a penalty to move resist, but they get rid of that dodge penalty, so we get +10 damage, +4 dodge. So basically we're trading 10% damage for 20% move resist penalty. That's a respectable trade. The section kit for our Plague Doctor, and we also have a Blight Amulet. It's going to make sure all those blights land for damage. Haste and a Chirurgeon's Charm. The Haste Chalice is not fantastic. Chirurgeon's Charms is actually okay. But the +8 speed... or +2 speed, rather, after the first round. It's useful. It helps us get a heal off in an emergency. Helps us win speed rolls if somebody's on Death's Door. We are also going to pick up an Abomination Padlock. But again, Bumper Crop and Padlock, we don't care about the Padlock of Transference. We're really You know what? Never mind. I do care about the padlock of transference. That's actually really good. Yeah, we definitely want to do this mission, even though it is grab 3 grain sacks, which typically I hate. Some of your healers do not have all their combat skills equipped. Who does not? Oh. What the hell's wrong with you, Lavinia? Now, we don't like the stun. There we go. Actually, why did I upgrade the stun? Because you're an idiot, Pete. That's why. Yeah. It always comes back to the idiocy, doesn't it? I say that and I tried to play it off and sound facetious, but really that's actually the story of my life, Perfidious Pete. Oh, that's a subtitle of my biography. Perfidious Pete, it always comes back to the stupidity. It always comes down to the idiocy. You know, like forgetting to push the record button on a Let's Play. Typically, if you want people to enjoy those, you're going to have to make sure that they can see it. We're going to take an abundance of bandages. That's another thing that kind of troubles me a little bit about the... flagellant is you need like a super abundance of bandages and whatnot as well. So the flagellant kind of has like an extra setup cost as well. He's great. Don't get me wrong. I like the flagellant. It's just he's great, but also he's pricey. Which means if a flagellant fucking ever gets killed, that's going to be a goddamn tragic
when it is not eaten. Steal their food.
That's some pretty cold-blooded shit there. Well, all right, you know what? Starting off with a trap on you and a bleed is actually really useful for us. And somebody's getting rid of a negative trait. Weak grip on life is real shitty. Satanophobia, we don't really care. Necromania, well, I think we'll just go ahead and leave that. See, Bianca ain't too proud to hump a corpse, Romeo. Just telling you, half of the tragedy, actually all of the tragedy, could have been averted if you just been like, you know what, she's not that dead. Taking a run at her. Thanatophobia is bad. Fear of eldritch is freaking terrible. And Dyspomania is... But weak grip on life, though. That's... We gotta get rid of that, actually. It's vastly worse. Weak grip on life is removed. Plus, we were taking a 33% chance of getting rid of the quirk we wanted if we took a run with Lavinia there, and it was a slam dunk home run there on Katharina. We made the right choice, I think. Empty room, some scouting, very nice. Got a hallway fight coming up. Barricades, all right, we gotta gather 3 grain sacks. What are the odds there's a grain sack down there? I would say basically 100%. We do have a hallway battle coming up here. Can we go back to this? Yeah, so let's go ahead and top a torch. We're staying in high light. If you think I'm going to go low right on this one, you're out of your goddamn mind. Why? Oh, because you're not right. That's fine. Drop a train on this punk. We don't really have great ways to deal with or mitigate stress, so we want to try and keep our stress to a minimum when possible. Debilitation drums is just a mark. We don't really care about a mark. I want the stress unit gone. These guys are just going to do damage, and honestly, we don't really mind taking a little damage here. Speaking of which, that cultist brawler does have fatal damage now. If we hit for 2, this is fatal. Yeah! Suck it! And Malvolio adroitly stepping aside. That's beautiful. Alright, Malvolio, we need you to win a speed roll here, buddy. Yeah, that's my boy! So we're gonna reclaim. If we reclaim our... You know what? Oh, damn. I was hopeful... I was about to get real tricky and throw a reclaim on myself. Oh, you can resist the bleed from reclaim. I had never even considered that. Then it's just a heal over time. You could also cure the bleed. Intriguing. I think what we're going to try and do is steal the bleed if we can, but this guy's probably going to be dead first. You know what? Cure it. I really wanted to get Malvolio under half, though. That was sort of my entire goal. That guy now has fatal damage, so he doesn't get another turn. Good. Well, we can steal the mark. Doesn't do us any good. You know what? Throw the heal. I want to get this bleed. God, quit resisting the bleed! I want you to suffer. I need you to bleed. I don't want to heal you. Here, just throw a big heal.
Slowly.
Come on, Malvolio.
This is how a
I need
life
you to
is
work
taken.
yourself over. Also, we need to update your skills because you don't have the ones I want. Let's see. Reign of Sorrows. I want to keep Exsanguinate because it's really good if we get walloped. Redeem is also quite good, but why do the Redemption? I mean, it can heal other people, but we're not below half. Let's just keep Reclaim on. And then maybe let's take Endure? No, you know what? Let's actually... We kind of had it right the first time. Let's stick with what we got. We're going to go punish this... Yeah, we're good. Way to spend some time dithering there, Pete, to figure out what skills it was that you wanted to take them, and then you actually wound up changing absolutely nothing. That's just top-notch. That's top-notch time management, Bo. Okay, we got a hunger prompt. That's fine. We got some food. We're going to get the... Oh, no, no, no. Come on, come on. We have to... We had food. So. You know what? Suffer that damage. You deserve it. We forgot to use a torch before we came in here. We're going to get stressed out of our minds. Damn it. Don't get a disease. That's all I... Just don't get a disease. That's all I care about. 5 damage on those guys is also helpful, but mostly it's just don't get a disease. I really wish we had Reign of Sorrows right now. Alright, whack the pig, man. That swine wretch is actually going to be dead. We're going to be able to get him to bleed to death. Whap these two. Pile some damage on there. We can't if it bleeds, but we can iron... Wow, okay, talk about overkill.
A faint hope blossoms.
No wonder nobody wants to love that Katharina. They've seen her Iron Swan. They'll be like, dude, what if I cheat on her? She's gonna Iron Swan me and bifurcate me from the pelvis to skull cap. I like my pelvis. It's what I use to cheat on my wife.
The weapon that cuts
I kinda
on its
need it.
own.
Yanka's back there slowly dying of the blight. You know what? Here, take that. Take that and get marked. Now get rent for the old gods, too. Nope. Okay, I mean, the dodge is acceptable, I suppose. Lavinia, let's drop a... I need the AoE heal. I don't want to heal. I actually would prefer to not have healed Malvolio with that, but the AoE heal is indiscriminate AoE. Comes the old ball and chain. Pushes back. Well, at least we resisted the stun, too. Corpse died from a lingering bleed. Ren for the old god. You know, there is a marked target right behind her, sir. Start throwing a little poison around. Stacking up some damage. That guy is not quite fatal yet. Comes a little butcher's cut. Resisted to bleed. Here. You were supposed to finish that man off. And you did not do that. Oh, that guy resisted our bleed, huh? Interesting.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
I really just wanted that guy dead more than I wanted healed. So Malvolio, we still need you here. Reclaim him. Give a restoration. There you go. That's what we needed all along, was the bleed. We need the bleed. Feed the bleed. This guy also has fatal damage. We're going to take a Ren for the old gods. Perfect. Oh, we resisted it, but we didn't resist the debuff. Let's go for the AoE heal here.
A momentary abatement.
Pete, you're trying to get your boy down under half health, but you keep doing the thing that makes him not be under half health. I know. He'll get there, don't worry. We're going to have him restore somebody who doesn't necessarily need restored. We're going to make sure he gets under half health. There's the bleed we need. Now, what to do here? Just kill this guy.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy.
We could have thrown a big heal, but we're probably, all things considered, we're fine. I didn't want to linger and take a Terry penalty. We really needed the kill there, but to get out of that before the 5th round ticked around. We have a bunch of level 0 heroes. We have effectively no good way to deal with stress. And one of our party members is very close to the death's door. And you know what? This is stupid, and I'm pretty sure I'm still gonna do it. Yep. Let's do this, Shambler.
The infinite malignity.
Ah, I forgot to do our shuffle. You always want to shuffle before you fight the Shambler. Damn it. Well, Flagellant is ready to leap to the fore at any time. Let's get that on you. Okay, forward one, please. We'll get back into the proper order. Here comes the obdurous advancement. Ouch, that hurt.
Unbalanced.
It's the stress more than anything else. We really want to start whomping the Clapper Claws early. Ouch. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. And yeah, it gives him a huge buff to... It's the hurting and the buffing, and we're in a bum position here. We can whack these guys with Blight, and the Blight will take them down. One of the reasons I picked this fight is because a Flagellant is gonna be pretty good when it comes to taking out Clapper Claws. He's not gonna be so great against taking out this guy himself, but all we really need to do is just buy some time. Let's pile damage on where the damage is there to be piled. I know our girl could have hit from there. I know we also could have tumbled, but I really want to get rid of these Clapper Claws. Regulating withdrawal. Yeah, got a little bit of Blight going around. We can cure Blight as well. That's another thing we've got going for us. Blights and bleeds are not an unendurable problem. See, like, this Clapper Claw is still going to die because we got a bleed ticking on it. This party is sort of well-suited, actually, as strange as it may sound. They're kind of well-suited for dealing with the Shambler. Apart from their lack of ability to mitigate stress in any capacity, which definitely sucks. But apart from that, you know, they're sort of optimally positioned. I really want you back in the second slot. Let's get a punish on. Oh, he resisted the bleed, though. Another undulating withdrawal. See, the stackable blights are going to be a problem.
Their formation.
We could have our Flagellant start picking those up. Dodge it. Okay. We're gonna have to start using AoE cures.
A momentary abatement.
Hey, Wayne June, could you calm down a little? Here, I'm right in the middle of something that's fairly treacherous. And we really need to cure some of those blights and bleeds. Speaking of bleeds, let's get one down. We just killed that Shambler Seekafoot with a single shot. That's pretty amazing. Undulating withdrawal again. Alright. You keep bringing the bleed, boy. We got plenty of Chet we can cure all of those bleeds. You can keep bringing them all day long. It's not going to do you any good. Our boys are going to be able to keep that shit under control. I think we'll use an anti-venom because I want damage here. We're not really hurting the Shambler, and we need to start hurting the Shambler. You can Clapper Claw Malvolio all day long, bro. Bring it. Take a little punishment. How you like that? Give me a big heal. I'm a little worried about a critical. Stentorious Lament. Alright, there's a stress attack. We're gonna be afflicted, though. It's actually the affliction that's gonna kill us. Yeah, this was actually a bad idea, because we're probably gonna have to duck out of this. We don't have our stress curing ability either. Well, we need to keep working this guy over. Finally got a bleed to stick. And we need you to back up. Stick on, and we keep tagging in the blight. We gotta keep it working. Man, he keeps resisting our shit. Stop that. It's real irritating. 6 damage, more bleed. We got him ticking for 10 a turn. Obdurous advancement. Honestly, the least dangerous thing he could have done. Except for the stress. Yeah, we're definitely going to have a freak out. Comes Clapper Claw. Another Clapper Claw. All that means is somebody's getting smashed with an exsanguinate. The Flagellant likes it. He wants to feel the hurt. He wants to feel the burn. He's voted for Bernie Sanders in the 2016 election. He wants to feel the burn. We need to get out of this fight with not everybody either blighted or otherwise mangled. And we're definitely going to have to camp at the end of this, so yeah, get exsanguinated. Yeah, you're dead at the start of your next turn, which is now. Eat it.
Between worlds is no place
Comes a clapper claw. We're gonna be afflicted then. All right. Yep. Once again, we are rapturous, which is okay because sometimes he hurts himself with rapturous. Okay, Malvolio taking more shots. Each wound is like a prayer. I really don't appreciate that at all. If we could have gotten out of this fight and been able to camp with only Malvolio afflicted, we'd have been okay. He's given out a shitload of stress, though. We're definitely going to go bleed attack on these guys. Their protection is going to be, at this point, through the freaking roof. That's fatal damage. It's going to take a while to get there, but it is fatal damage. Clapper claw again. All right, more stress for us. Fantastic. We're probably going to wind up having to bail out of this mission, but we're going to wind up at... Jesus Christ. We're going to wind up having to bail out of the mission after having succeeded, so... You know what? Get off of this. I don't like... You know what? I'm not taking any chances. Go ahead and refuse to be healed. Malvolio's got himself covered. We're not really worried about him. The bleed sticks, we got enough. Alright, that's fatal damage for everybody. Think he just punished that guy? I really would have preferred to have exsanguinated him instead.
Back to the pit.
We did have fatal damage on everybody, and we got the Ancestor's Candle, which is actually really, really, really good. Our overall stretch situation is really, really, really not good. But the Ancestor's Candle is freaking fantastic. Here, eat some food. Take that. The odds of us completing this mission are effectively 0. We do need to find a spot to camp. Oh, good. Yeah, we needed to step on a trap. That'll help.
Machinations spring to life with a singular purpose.
You know what? Torch me. Torch me up here.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
And it's a dead end. Perfect. Well, I guess we'll just backtrack. We got food. I'm really, really... Oh, hold on a second. Malvolio, before this happens, you need to get rid of that ability and grab that one. Because we in a world of hurt here. Also, get rid of Reclaim and take... Yeah, we want Redeem instead. We could very much use some stress mitigation. I like this party, but no stress mitigation really is a problem. Then again, you saw what they did to the Shambler, though. They kind of ruined his shit. They took a lot of stress doing it, but they also kind of ruined his shit. Some of these guys are level 0, I'd like to point out. These guys are... That's one of the reasons why the stress was such a problem. They're taking extra stress for being in over their heads. Pack contains loot. We're gonna stick it out as... Darius Rucker? Yes, the Journals of Darius, the Highwayman. Once again, Moira has been afflicted with the sickness, and we don't care because we got to learn about that sweet, sweet, sweet Fairweather Johnson. So who wants this? Because somebody should be wearing this. Bonus damage, bonus speed. I mean, all of these things are good. We could take off one of our trinkets and swap one. Definitely not yours. Definitely not. You know what? Flagellant? Yeah, all you have is a shitty speed stone. Let's swap that out for the Ancestor's Candle. Your dodge is a 0 because I'm assuming, yeah, you will never dodge. Minus 20 because of your affliction. What does that affliction do, by the way? Rapturous. Yeah, but specifically, what does Rapturous do? It doesn't tell us. Other than the fact that it gives us minus 20 dodge. Alright. Well, we know one thing that it does. It gives us minus 20 dodge. Burn a torch in the room. If we can beat the Shambler and complete this mission, it will be a freaking coup. An absolute coup, man. Never touch books. Dig the rocks. Burn the torch, go in the door. Alright, we need to find some of these curios pretty quick like here. There's too many stress units in this dungeon. I think we are going to have to bail out. Alright, you're gonna uppercut a punk ass. Swine Chopper, we get healed. He takes a huge bleed. That's actually fatal damage. Okay, Rapturous, scrape out that wound and save it. Oh, yeah, give him another extra bit of stress, because that was exactly what he needed. He's already troubled and anxious, and then you give him a health concern. Nice work. What kind of doctor are you? Your bedside manner is highly questionable. Take a little hook where it hurts. As long as that attack doesn't critical, I'm surprisingly comfortable with it. The Butcher's Cut. Malvolio likes it. Puts him back down where he wants to be, in the place where he can uppercut a punk ass again. We already have fatal damage on these guys. That pig has fatal damage. Doesn't know it, but he does have fatal damage. We're gonna hit you with the big heal. Let's have you go ahead and whomp this guy with the bleed. Again, we do have fatal damage on the pig. Didn't quite get home on that guy, but he's fatal now. Why are you saying staunch the flow of blood? We want the blood to flow. Malvolio likes to be hurt. It's probably why he got stressed. He's like, no. Malvolio needs the pain. I'm like Kirk. I need my pain.
Dizzying fall.
Contents of this unlocked strongbox are ours. I really want those deeds. The Antiquarian's marbles we actually already have. Okay, so let's burn a torch. I want the deeds.
The path is clear.
Drink the holy water. Take the marbles, because if nothing else, we can sell them. I'm coming down this way on the hopes that we can get a scout. Fantastic. Walk right into that. You know what? Here, if we have a bandage, use it. I don't want to take that damage.
And thirsting for blood.
We already got to pay for 2 afflictions here. Knock it off, you jerk. Okay, I forgot to camp earlier, too. We really need to. Yeah, we're going to have to fight. Perfect. If we get any stress at all, and we're definitely going to, because there's no way we can kill both of these pigmen before one of them gets a chance to go. Unless we get a really lucky speed roll. Oh. Okay, yeah, you can give somebody... Oh, you marked yourself. That's fine. We did it! 1 stress unit dead. 2nd stress unit dead. Oh, we might be able to get out of this. Also, talk about fantastic teamwork, guys. We'll take a little munch. A critical can still do us in, of course, from a stress perspective. The old ball and chain. Taking a stun, which sucks because it means we can't cure that blight. You know what? I would rather not get hit by that guy. Every time he throws a bleed attack, you say quickly staunch the flow. I guess you can just physician heal thyself. That critic will give you a little much needed stress relief as well. That's beautiful. Comes the old ball and chain again. Man, Bianca is taking it right in the flat of her weird asshole mask that she's got. She's got like a vampire proboscis mask working down there. Oh, I suppose we could be looting stress off of some of these guys. That would be the smart thing to do, Pete. Maybe steal that stress rather than just let everybody endure it. Monster heals for a little stress relief as well. Here comes the old ball and chain again. Man, this guy hates Bianca. I was going to be real salty if he freaked us out. We're 2 stress away. Okay, you need to die, sir. Yeah, kill this man before our plague doctor wins a speed roll and everybody gets fucked forever. And then also camp.
At least promises success.
This expedition promises success. What expedition are you watching, Wayne? Why did you take an extra 21 stress for nothing? Alright, does anybody have a disease? If anybody's diseased, we want to get rid of it. I love the fact that you sit with your back to the fire. That's actually really cool. The Lash's Kiss. Heal 33% self, remove blight, remove bleeding, gives you +3, so that's terrible. The Lash's Anger. Gives you 40 stress. Why would we want to do that? Okay, well, we're going to Sanctuary for certain. Just to prevent nighttime ambush, if nothing else. What do you got? We could Revel. Gives you minus accuracy and speed, but lowers your stress. Yeah, do that. You said no to the revelry? Alright, well, I mean, that's fine. The revelry wasn't intended for... You know what? We didn't invite you to the party anyway. You weren't even invited. Experimental vapors. Nobody really needs heal. We're gonna have you encourage. We're gonna have you encourage here. We're just gonna focus our stress relief on the people who might come out of this in the okay department. Can we do anything with one time? Well, we could give ourselves 40 stress. Not sure what that does. No, let's just... Okay, we're gonna rest. Don't worry about the provisions, man. We got a whole table full of dead pig man booty right here. Look, see? All that dead, you were going like, oh, we're gonna run out of food, and everybody's gonna... Now we're fat with food. All that sweet pig juice is in us now. Please tell me we didn't throw our key away. Yes! Secret room! Where was the secret room? Oh, it's back here, though. So where are the curios? Not a curio. Quest location. Gotta go there. Curio. Quest location. Curio. Where's the other quest location? It's gotta be down this way, then? So what's the most efficient pathway for us to do this? We have to go this way. So we could fight... This is 3 battles. Gets us here. 4... I mean, there's really... Okay, we're just gonna have to do it the hard way. Also, we're gonna have to find room for this shit. That's the other problem. Food stuff crate we need. We can't not take it. Alright, bandage, you go on the floor. Get replaced in favor of the food stuff. Stashed heirlooms.
Finding the stuff is only
got room for a
test.
portrait, thankfully.
Now it must be carried home.
How we doing on torches? You know, we got enough. It's fine. We're in highlight right here already. No need to change anything up. There's no room battle in here anyway. We do have a hallway battle. You are holy water, which we don't have any of. You know what? We're going to ignore that. 1 paddle or 2, you care not. Probably should have dropped the torch here. Stop giving everyone stress, you jerk. Just knock it off. Holy shit, Pickles, what a wallop. Such a mighty wallop. It's like Homer Simpson hit a home run with his wooden leg bat. Well, I mean, Lenny's bat was actually his sister let her borrow his wooden leg. Nice shot, Katarina. I see the revelry did you some good there. Indulge a little too much, did you? You're gonna wind up puking in Heath Ledger's car. That's okay. Heath Ledger will let you get away with it because he's trying to win a bet. Yeah, we have a real problem here with the stress on our flagellant. So we're going to have to, as much as I don't like it, we're going to have to do this. We got to eat away some of that stress. Alright. I'm not sure why you did that, but okay.
How quickly the tide turns.
Criticaled us, but honestly, that could have gone much, much, much worse. We're gonna get rid of that bleed. Do some damage to this guy. I want him to be killable in a single swing. It also gives us a little bit of a heal. You just... What the hell was that? Why are you walloping our Hellion? What did she ever do to you? Well, at least you didn't put a giant bleed on her, so I mean, I suppose there's that. Bianca looking out. She's got her sister's back there. Rend for the old gods. Yeah, go ahead, rend me. Malvolio deserves it. Yeah, give him that bleed. He needs it. Yes, we could have let that man die of natural causes.
Success
I'm aware,
so
but
clearly in view. Or is
we've
it
got some
really
other problems here. I need that emerald.
light?
We also want these crests, but we're running out of room, man. We're going to be able to get rid of the key, and we definitely keep this key. The key goes nowhere. We also got to make room to pick up another... Alright, anti-venom, you're gone. That's maybe the most questionable loot trade we've made so far in this entire dungeon, and we've made some fairly questionable ones. Good stuff, crate. Alright, well, this is going to replace our last chunk of medicinal herb,
Awarded to the
I think.
brave and the foolhardy alike.
I guess we could have cleansed that debuff with the medicinal herbs if I wasn't an idiot. Would have been the smarter way to go, Pete. This is a pretty handleable fight. So we're going to go for the stun, because if we can get this stun... Alright, we don't have to worry about stress attacks, because we're going to be able to kill her before she gets a chance to go. Rend for the old gods, that's fine. We like to be rended. Oh, go ahead, rend us, bro. It's alright. Then we can uppercut a bitch ass. You're dead. And look, we're fine. You're dead and we're fine. Speaking of dead, we still got to go out of our way to make sure that that happens to this nice lady back here who's showing the cleavage. Because the cleavage is going to be all had by our gal up front here. There's no competition in the cleavage department, thank you. We do not compete with strangers when it comes to the cleavage. Katharina owns the cleavage game. You're actually dead, though. You're bleeding out. It just hasn't caught up with you yet. I'm still a little concerned about the heart attack. Death blow resistant on our flagellant is enormously high, so if somebody has to take heart attack after heart attack after heart attack, he's the guy to do it. We'll burn your torch.
Seize this momentum.
Take your. I want that gold
Push on
too.
to the task's end.
It's 600 gold and I want it. What am I going to give up for 600 gold, though? The only other thing we could throw on the floor is our food, because we got to have those keys. All our trinket slots are full, though. We do have an extra speed stone. What are the odds we can get through this dungeon without finding another food prompt? You know what? They're not unreasonable. The hell with it. You can't eat gold, Pete. Yes, I'm aware that we can't eat gold, but I'm gonna wager that we won't need to eat the gold. Back as a map inside. Well, we're definitely not going down there because it is nothing we want. We're gonna go to the secret room, then we're gonna go down here, hit our last quest location, and then we're gonna get the shit out of Dodge. The backtracking for the quest location. You know, how are we gonna carry this shit? I mean, we'll have one slot for the key. We may have to get rid of those antiquarian marbles. So let's drop our key in. And our other key now can go on the floor. We don't need that at all.
If only treasure could staunch the flow.
Okay.
Otherworldly corruption.
We want all of the things. The puzzling trapezohedrons is 3,500 gold apiece. We take those to the exclusion of everything else. We also got to take Barristan's head. We can't leave that behind. You're 1,200 gold. You're 500. You're 750. You know what? Bag of marbles. See you in hell. I want this, and I want that. The onyx is 500 gold, but all things considered, we're still going to have to discard something else before we get to the end of the dungeon. Because we got to be able to carry that last bag of grain. You guys are unhappy. Trust me, you're not the only ones who are unhappy. I'm not exactly stoked about the way this mission's working out. And now we're going to have to fight twice. We're not touching that rack of filthy knives. But we're going to have to fight twice. Because I don't want to risk getting... Well, I mean, we got to fight once. It's either fight once and go the long way and potentially risk getting a food prompt with no food in our inventory, or go the shorter route and fight twice. I'm going for the shorter route.
Be gone, fiend.
You can drop one. We're going to get these maggots before they get a chance to go. I got a pretty good feeling. We critical, get 3 stress, and then we immediately get that stress right back. Alright. Well, that maggot's dead, and so is that one.
Another abomination.
That was just dead outright.
Our lands.
3 stress relief as well, and there you go. See, I think we made the right choice in our direction of travel. It's not like those maggots put up a fight. They didn't put up much of a fight. In fact, they didn't put up a fight at all. These guys also may not put up much of a fight. So, we're going to drop a train on you. Oh, never mind. They've just begun to put up a fight. So we start working the Brigand Bloodletter over with our high damage attacks. We're going to start working these guys over with some blights from the back rank. In fact, you know, we could just Iron Swarm. That guy's unhittable. I'm not too worried about Blanket Fire. It's trivial damage that our Vestal can undo whenever she wants. The point-blank shot would have been tragic if it had critical, but instead it did literally nothing. Slice and dice. Get the bleed? Oh, alright. That's okay, our boy Malvolio is ready. Wait, what the hell was that? Well, that's a new trick. You shank one of your friends in the back and give him the plague. Alright. Get uppercut, bitch. That guy's bleeding 10 per round. I really wanted that to hit for the heal. And now he's got you jerk. He's gonna hit us with a bunch of bleeds from Rain of Whips. It's also a stress attack, which is doubly bullshit. Just
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
I really want those portraits.
The light, the promise of safety.
Well, we don't need that shovel. Heirloom chest is trapped, because of course it is. Which of you can disarm a trap worth of shit? The answer is none of you, so let's let the guy who definitely needs stress relief at the end of the mission go ahead and step face first into that one and take the stress. And now let's get the shit out of here, man. No, take the food stuff crate. Drop these on the floor. Take the food stuff crate. I can't believe we still completed that. Let's get the hell out of here.
These foodstuffs yield.
We definitely overstayed our welcome on that one. But we also did pretty good in a gold perspective. 16,000, even though we are going to have to pay for some stress relief. Okay, Katarina picking 3 resolve. Malvolio picking 3 resolve. Bianca picking 3 resolve. Lavinia, what'd you get? You're a ruins adventure. I'll allow it. Despite the fact that I don't think you've ever been in the ruins, she's just got a lust for adventure. She's like Toad. Toad loves adventure. Supplies and provisions are free on our next mission, which is going to save us a little even more money. Gloucester got rid of his spotted fever. Bumper Crop is engaged in full activities. And now we got to go get rid of a bunch of afflictions on a couple chuckleheads who don't know better. Bianca, very disappointed in you, young lady. Very disappointed in you. You're fascinated with corpses. Well, I tell you what, let's send you to the brothel. We'll let you indulge in your kink. Fetch more pillows. You can, rub a lot of really pale, pasty makeup on a chick and make her lie absolutely still while you do your business. Or a dude. I mean, whatever you're into. You weren't really digging Petruchio or any of those guys, so, it just seemed like maybe you're into them, maybe you're into the ladies. I don't judge. Love what you love. Katarina, you don't need stress relief. You're just kind of jacked up. Malvolio does. Malvolio will only flagellate, by the way, so. He will only flagellate, but it will cure all of his stress. Atonement is within your grasp. Yeah, well, you have fun with that. Lavinia, I think we can probably just let you kind of cool your heels for a little while, and I think I can wrap this episode up. If we're close to an upgrade. We have enough? No. It actually takes 24 to get where we want. How about the blacksmith? Can we do one here? No, we need 4 more for the blacksmith as well. Son of a bitch, we need a lot of freaking deeds, man. Alright, I'm done. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. And again, my apologies for you guys missing out on Romeo and Juliet getting afflicted with the Crimson Curse. Maybe we'll try and recreate that mission by doing it again. Since I don't know how... I'm assuming these guys, now that they have the Crimson Curse and are vampires, I'm assuming they need blood. I just don't know how much blood they're going to need or how often they're going to need it. It'll be interesting. If you want to find out with me, might consider subscribing as well. New episodes of Darkest Dungeon every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Right now, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.